Hi guys, it is April from Getting Hogo With It. Today we are here to talk about my November TBR. I'm very excited / nervous because I'm starting something new for this TBR. So let's get right into it. So yes, I am starting something new, but before I get into that, I want to talk about the books that I need to read this month for sure. I'm still reading The Last by Hannah Jameson. This is a post-apocalyptic kind of story where bombs have dropped everywhere around the world. There are very few survivors. We follow a man who's been staying in this grand hotel in Switzerland, and he's one of the survivors. But there is a serial killer killing off the guests and the people staying there. I'm really enjoying it. I am just over halfway through. I should be able to finish that very soon in November. Then, if you guys have watched my revisit my November book haul, I go back a year ago and look at all of the books that I bought in November of that year, and I choose one from that list to read, and that is Rue. This is very short, like under 200 pages, just over 100 pages, and we follow a person who, I think it's a whole family that we follow from Vietnam who are moving to Canada. They stay at a Malaysian refugee camp, and then they also move to Quebec. So I'm going to read that. I have a question for you. I think I'm going to ask it on a poll as well. Whether you guys want more of the revisit TBRs. I'm starting to get a little bit bored of it. I'm thinking of dropping it, even though many of you seem to watch it. It's one of my higher rated, higher watched, I guess, videos, but I'm just not sure that I want to continue it. So there's that. Big questions. But there is something new that I've been wanting to do, and it is a cup of tea BR. So I have been watching Codie's Book Corner on YouTube, and she does this thing every month to pick her TBR for the following month, and it's essentially this wheel, like Wheel of Fortune, and she spins the wheel and it lands on a prompt, and she has to pick a book for her TBR based on that prompt. And so I thought I would do my own version of it. So I have a cup of tea BR, and in here are all sorts of prompts. They're all like, I went to the store and picked up a bunch of like paint swatches, and I've got tons of prompts here. Many of them are based on Codie's prompts because I liked them so much. So now I do have to say that Codie, with her Wheel of TBR, she punishes herself if she doesn't read something from the TBR, and she'll have to get rid of that book. I'm not doing that. You guys know that I've got the Convery with Me video series on the go. So I won't be getting rid of any books at all. If I don't read it, nobody's gonna kill me. And I'm not gonna kill myself to read, especially with a 2-month-old. Me from the future. As I was editing this, I don't think I mentioned that I'm selecting multiple sometimes for a prompt, and then I'm gonna choose from there. That's just so that I allow myself to have a little bit of mood reading, because to be honest, that is really important when you are low on sleep. I realized having a selection is so much better than forcing yourself to read something. So this cup of TBR thing will always allow me to choose. Oh, there's Libby having a drink of water. Yeah, so the cup of TBR thing will always allow me to choose from multiple books per prompt, usually. So just wanted to mention that, throw that out there. I'm really going easy on myself. You should go and watch Codie though, and her Wheel of TBR. She is ruthless and hard on herself and like goals. So, how this works is what Codie does, I think she has 12 prompts on her wheel. And as she picks a prompt, she takes it off of the wheel and puts it down somewhere else. And then she puts up a new prompt on the wheel and then spins again. So I'm going to do the same thing. I've got my little cup. I'm going to shuffle them a little bit. And then I'm going to pick 12 prompts and put them in the cup. So I'm going to share those prompts with you now. So first is husband pick. Next is reread. Next is most anticipated. So we're at 3. 4 is one word title. 5 is newest buy. 6 is gifted. 7 is new release. 8 is short read. 9 is blurbed. 10 is baby pick. And 11 is April pick. And 12 is favorite author. Okay, so I've got a ton more prompts here that I will be getting to at some point, but not right now. I'm going to shuffle and pick something from here. And we're going to get started. So I'm going to pick 4 things from this, So I'm going to pick 4 things from the cup. I'm very excited, as you can tell. Let's see how this goes. Okay. I don't know why I'm closing my eyes. I don't need to close my eyes. The first prompt for cup of TBR, which I think is quite hygge, is reread. Oh, Jesus. What do I want to reread? Oh my gosh. Why is this hard already? Okay, so I just went scouring my shelves for reread, and I have 4, 2 of which were already on my fall TBR. We have The Woman in Black by Susan Hill. This is about a man who is going to this grand estate. He's a junior solicitor, and this woman has died, so he has to go to the estate and fix things up for her. And he gets stuck there overnight and soon realizes it is very haunted. Now, this was on my fall TBR, and I decided not to read it for during the fall, like the true fall, like September, October, because it actually takes place on, I think, Christmas Eve. So I realized it's much more of a wintry read. So this is a contender for reread. Affinity was also on my fall TBR. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick this one, but this follows a woman who tried to commit suicide, and she lives in Victorian London, and her punishment is she needs to do basically charity work at a very notorious jail, women's jail, and she makes friends with a woman there who is there because she was conducting a seance and an old woman died during that time. So, a very good book. I read that years ago. Another book I've been dying to read again is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I haven't read this in years, and I'm actually thinking of doing a whole video on thrillers I'd like to reread, because I don't know about you, but for myself, I very rarely want to reread a thriller, because usually once you've read it once, it's kind of like, that was good, I'm done. And a lot of the time they go off of my shelves. But there are certain thrillers that I want to reread. And this is one of them. This is about Amy and Nick. Amy goes missing. They are a married couple. Amy goes missing. All fingers and eyes point to Nick. And we find Amy's diary, and it explains what is going on in their marriage. And it is very twisty-turny and so good. I'd love to go back and read it knowing all of those twists and turns, So this is a contender. And then a beloved book of mine, The Book Thief by Marcus Zizek. I loved this book. It is a World War II fiction book about a little girl named Liesel who lives in Nazi Germany. And she essentially is trying to survive the war as a child. And she also saves these books that are being banned and they're being burned by the Nazis, and she saves them and keeps them, and it's so good. Oh my god, one of my very favorite books of all time. So those are the 4 options, and I'm thinking of those 4, I'm leaning more towards The Woman in Black because I'm already starting to feel Christmassy. I'm filming this on November 2nd and I already feel Christmassy. How is that possible? That said, I have put both Gone Girl and The Book Thief on hold as an audiobook through the library. So we'll see if one of these comes in. This was like a 7-week wait, and this was like you can get it tomorrow wait. So it'll be one of these 3. We shall see. Now I need to pick 3 more. Oh, the other thing I need to do is swap. So Reread is going to the side now, and I need to pick another prompt and throw it in the cup. So I'm picking Arc will be going into the cup now. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna shuffle these around a little bit. And okay, we're ready to go. I'm gonna pick one more. And this is favorite author. Oh god, why is this so hard? So I have to pick a book that's by one of my very favorite authors. So something I've noticed with favorite author that's difficult is for most of my favorite authors, I've read almost all of their stuff. So it's a little more difficult. That said, I was thinking about it. I am definitely going to say Gillian Flynn. So this is 100% an option for me. Absolutely. I love Gillian Flynn. So Gone Girl is definitely an option, and maybe that'll just make the list. Another book, another author that I absolutely love is John Boyne. I read The Heart's Invisible Furies. Was it last year or the year before? And it's still stuck with me. And those characters are so beautifully written and fleshed out that, yeah, he's definitely a favorite author for me. And I just recently picked up The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. This is like a little hint towards my November book haul. This will be in it. And The Boy in the Striped Pajamas is a World War II fiction book about a little boy whose father, I think, is the head of Auschwitz, and he doesn't fully realize what's happening with the war. He's still very, very much just a child, and he meets a boy in striped pajamas who is a Jewish boy living in Auschwitz, and they meet on either side of the fence and form this friendship, and it sounds so heartbreaking. And knowing how John Boyne writes, this is a real contender for me. Another contender for this prompt is The Secret Commonwealth by Philip Pullman. This is the second book in the Book of Dust series, and we follow Lyra 20 years after the Dark Materials books end. And I'm so interested in this. The HBO series is coming out really soon. I think it's in November that's coming out. So I'm so eager to read this. I love Philip Pullman. I think I am probably leaning a little bit more towards these guys just because what in the world? It's enormous, but these are contenders as well. That's a contender. Okay, so favorite author is going off of the list. And now I need to put another one of these in the Cup of TBR. So this one is Treat Yourself, which means I get to go to the stores and buy something for myself and read that. I'm going to pick another prompt. This is prompt number 3 now. Oh, whoops. I don't know why I keep closing my eyes. Okay. New release. Well, I mean, there's already one right here. Okay, I'm gonna think. Okay, so I've got 3 books that are contenders for new release. First is a book that we just talked about, and it's The Secret Commonwealth. This just came out, and I ran to the stores and picked it up because I want to read it so badly. I didn't realize how large this was going to be. It's like 600 pages, huge, but that said, I really want to read it. So that is a contender. The other contender is another book I ran to the stores and got and still haven't read, even though everyone else has. It's The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. This is the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. I don't know if I'm like mega in the mood for this right now. So this is an option, but I don't know if it will happen. And then the last one is another book you'll be seeing on my November book haul, and it's The Secrets We Kept by Lara Prescott. And this is about Sally and Irina, which are 2 brilliant secretaries in the CIA's typing pool. They become spies at the height of the Cold War. It just sounds really interesting. So those 3 are options for new release. I'm going to take new release, take it off here, and we have one more that we need to pop into the jar. And it's spooky. So I'm going to pop that in here and see what ends up coming up. Baby pig. Okay, so Nora is going to pick one of these. I will insert which book she actually picks.
Are you ready to insert the child?
I am ready.
Oh boy.
Okay, so it starts now. What is she doing? Do you think nothing's happened?
She's undecided.
She's not flailed.
She will. What are you thinking, Nora? Pick a spot. Any one direction.
What? Oh my god!
Direction.
What? Oh my god! So we're thinking that it was the secret Commonwealth. That's right, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's like several hours later. I forgot to pick another prompt to put in the Cup of TBR in case I ever do this again. So the prompt is called Backlist, and in it goes into the cup. And that is the Cup of TBR done for November. So we have quite a few selections. I am really thinking of ending the revisit my haul from last year because it's getting boring for me. I'm not even sure that I really want to read this book. It's on the TBR, but I'm more excited about the other books on this list than this one. Let me know in the comments below what you think of Cup of TBR. I would love to know. And then also let me know what you think of me ending this. So many thoughts going through my mind. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below what you are planning to read in November. I would love to know, and I will talk with you soon. Bye, guys.